Yeah, hi friends. In today's current affairs lecture, I am trying to discuss the recent Government of India's notification on Information Technology Rules 2021. IT Act of 2000, Government of India issued a new rules and regulations that is in the year 2021. So, what are these rules and regulations? Why actually they are bringing it? So, I will try to discuss in an elaborative manner. But before that, just I want to give some background to this entire information. See, earlier we used to have only limited amount of media. The media is something like a print media and also a television. So, these are the media we used to have. But now after this digital revolution, lot of digital players are now entering into the market and they are providing lot of information to us, and even we can share that information with the entire world. So, such platforms are created. Maybe it is a social media platforms or it is OTT platforms or other digital related platforms. Now the data has become very important. Data has become an engine to the economic growth. Now when we are using all these platforms, they are giving actually a good opportunity for us. There are lot of employment opportunities that are created with this digital revolution. Now we can share information, we can be innovative, we can utilize this as a best forum and we can share our ideas, thoughts. Even some commercial operations are also happening, and even people also empowered with this digital technology. That is what our Digital India. When we started our Digital India, the main motto of Digital India is to empower the common Indian with the digital technology. Now the government is transferring so many things through the digital technology. Now after these social media platforms like Facebook, WhatsApp, Twitter, Instagram, so after that lot of people are using this platform as a message sharing and information sharing. It has become lot of helpful. But there are some problems with this digital media, especially the social media. So what are those problems? The problems are something like fake news and also giving misinformation and promoting some sort of violence. So these are some of the issues. I will come to that issues later, but some issues are there. So on this issue, how a government should respond? Can a government shut down entire digital media? Is it really possible in this 21st century? They can't. Then what they need to do? The case went even to the Supreme Court also. Supreme Court in repeated judgment has opinion that there must be some sort of regulatory provisions are there to control this digital media. It is something like a self-control, but you need to have some rules and regulations in order to contain this fake news and other related provisions. The Supreme Court has opinion. Supreme Court has even given the direction to the union government to do that activity. So in response to that, now the government of India has come up with these things. And even if you take the case of some of the incidents recently happened on this farmers agitation, there were some issues like, okay, people are sharing some toolkit, and because of that this entire mass gathering and that violence has happened in Delhi on 26th January on the day of Republic. And even there is a conspiracy behind this, and also there is a mass conspiracy to defame India in social media. So this is what the terms that the government has used. But anyhow, you need a digital media regulation to some extent because there are some problems with this. But again, these regulations should not come in the way of exercising our free opinion. So in order to bring a balance, you cannot say like there should be an absolute freedom, because even our constitution has not given any absolute freedom. Even our freedom of speech and expression is subjected to some reasonable restrictions. So definitely the mediums in which you are expressing your freedoms should also have some reasonable restrictions. That is the reason why the government of India has come up with some regulations with respect to this digital media and ethics code. Now, if you see, social media platforms welcome to do business in India. They can make a profit, they can have the huge subscriber base, and they can empower the people. Even our people are also empowered, but they need to follow the constitution and rules and regulation. Any entity that is doing business in this country should follow our constitution and should also follow our laws of India. That is what the government is saying first. You can do. We are ready to provide any facility. And social media platforms can certainly be used for asking the questions and criticize the government. We are not saying like you are not supposed to ask the question, because some of the social media platforms now they are becoming a platform, best platform to criticize the governments and asking the questions. We are ready for asking the questions and criticizing the government. And even social media platforms have empowered ordinary users, but they need to have an accountability against its misuse and abuse. See, when it comes to the social media platforms, what they say is, we are just like an intermediary, we don't have anything to do with the data. But nowadays they are becoming the publishers also. Some of the medias are publishing the information also. But when some users are publishing information by using your platform as a medium, if they are using in a perfect manner, it's okay. But when they are misusing this platform, and the victims of that misuse should have an every right to get a redressal from this platform, and you must be accountable for that misuse. You cannot say like, no, I don't know, someone has posted, what should I do? No, you have to be accountable for that misuse and abuse, and the victim should have a redressal mechanism. This is what the government is saying. And the new rules empower ordinary users of social media, embodying a mechanism for redressal and timely resolution of their grievances. Suppose if someone has that grievances. And the rules and regulations what they are bringing is about digital media and over the top services. I will come to this OTT platform, focuses more on in-house and self-regulation mechanism, whereby a robust grievance redressal mechanism has been provided while upholding the journalistic and creative freedom. We are ready to give you the journalistic and creative freedom, but what you need to do? You need to be accountable, you need to be self-regulated, and you need to have a grievance redressal mechanism. So you need to exercise the freedoms on the other hand, you need to follow the regulations on the other hand. And they need to remove the misapprehensions about the curbing creativity and freedom of speech and expression. And the guidelines have been framed keeping in mind the difference between viewership, theatre and television as compared to watching it on online. Because in the viewership of watching in online is increased, relatively it is increased, now it is becoming more. So now perhaps this is a time to regulate. That is what government of India is saying. Now when it comes to this government of India's regulations, actually what government is saying is, there are lot of problems are there with this. They are not saying like there are no advantages, but there are some problems are there. So what are those problems? First of all, I will come to that problems, and after that I will go to the guidelines whatever they have issued. See, the first problem is the persistent spread of fake news. This is the main problem, because you have an expression to spread the news, but you don't have any right to spread the fake news. So right to going for a spreading of fake news or propagating of fake news or propagating of misadvertisements are not part of your rights. So this fake news problem is there. And even when it comes to the abuses, the rampant abuses happening in social media, in terms of morphed images, in terms of some porn videos, and that is seriously affecting the dignity of the woman. See, this is another problem. Now third problem, and settling of rivalries of any corporate entities are happening in social media. If something is happening between, if there is a rivalry between two companies, now some people are bringing that issue to the social media and they are spreading some sort of lies and fake news with respect to some of the corporate houses. So if any problem is there with respect to the corporate rivalries, it has to be settled in an appropriate forum, but it cannot be settled in social media, and that mass fake news campaign cannot be accepted here. Next, there is another problem, the abusive language and defamation, mostly the defamatory and obscene content and even blatant disrespect to religious sentiments. These are happening. You have a freedom, you can exercise that freedom, but you cannot use an abusive language, you cannot defame somebody, you cannot use obscene content, and you have to respect the sentiment of the other people. You may not like with those sentiments, but you have to respect that sentiments. So this is happening in social media. And apart from that, increasing of, this is again fifth point is very, very important, increasing of social media by criminals and also terrorists. I think we understood the role of digital media platforms in case of the spread of ISIS, Islamic State in Iraq and Syria. So what they are doing, the terrorists, actually they are recruiting the terrorists through social media. They are recruiting, and even they are circulating the obscene content, and they are also promoting their ideologies and even spread of disharmony. Next, financial frauds are also happening. They will give some misinformation, and if you go and if you click it, then it will be a problem to you. Next, incitement of violence and public order. There is a mass damage to public order. So these are some of the things that are happening with respect to the social media platforms. So they are doing good on one hand, but they are doing some bad on other hand. Now you need to regulate these problems. You need to reduce the occurrence of these problems, because if we allow these things, it may threat the national security of the country. That is what the government of India is opinioning. It's not only about the security of the country, but it is also about the morals of the society. You are not respecting the sentiments of the other people, and you are defaming, and you are grossly defaming the women, thereby their dignity you are taking away. So these are something wrong. So that is the reason why Government of India has decided to bring the regulations here. And before you getting into that regulations, you must know the level of market for social media in our country. See, the WhatsApp is having 53 crore, YouTube is having 44.8 crore, Facebook is 41, Instagram and Twitter. Recently there was an issue happened with this WhatsApp and Facebook privacy issue, the new privacy policy. The country has reacted in a stringent manner, even Supreme Court has reacted. So that means our privacies and our data must be kept as a confidence. You are not supposed to share it to everyone. That is not the issue here, but there is a issue happened that. But here the issue is you need to regulate the activities here. So how you are going to regulate it? See, when it comes to this concept of regulation, what the Government of India is saying, the existing media, whether it is print media or whether it is a TV media, they have already regulation on these fronts. Suppose if it is in case of media, there is a Press Council of India ethical code, that journalistic regulations are there, they need to abide that. If it is come to the TV, there is a Cable Television Network Act of 1995 is there. So when the existing media platforms are regulated by some of the provisions, now you need to create a level playing field for other things also. You cannot allow some media is regulated and some media is unregulated. So government is saying in order to bring a level playing field, now it has necessitated for the government of India to bring some sort of regulation in this digital media also. This is what you need to understand here. So what are the things they are going to bring? Again, when it comes to the regulation, they have divided the regulations into two parts. Some of the regulations will be administered by Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. Some of the regulations are administered by Ministry of Information and Broadcasting. There are two types. First of all, I will come to this Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. Later we will go with Ministry of I&B. And most of the social media platforms are regulated here itself. Okay. So what are those regulations? There must be a grievance redressal mechanism. There must be a grievance redressal mechanism. Suppose if any person have any grievance with the social media and within 24 hours of giving the complaint, that media house or any intermediary must acknowledge it. Okay, I have received your complaint, and you need to resolve that complaint within 15 days. This is first you have to do. So if any person is having any grievance with your media and once he has given a complaint, within 24 hours you need to acknowledge, and within 15 days you have to settle that issue. And especially the dignity of women you have to protect. So this is the paramount thing that you must protect. Ensuring the online safety and dignity of the user, especially women, is very important. You have to take care about that. And suppose if anything that has come with respect to dignity of women, within 24 hours you need to remove that content, and based on the complaint. Okay, based on the complaint. And you must have your own self regulation. And if you think like, because nowadays they are coming up with these fact checks, that means if someone is faking someone is passing the fake news, and once this fact check is identified, and some people are removing that content from their platform, and some removing are saying like, okay, this is a fact check says that this is something wrong, so you no need to abide with this information, this might be wrong. So you have to do selfly, and if you get a complaint, you have to remove within 24 hours. This is one more regulation that they have put. Next, there must be a chief complaint officer. You must appoint a chief compliance officer, and such a person should be a resident Indian. So he must reside in India. It is not something like I will operate it from the office where I have. No, you should not do that. It must be a resident Indian. So the chief compliance officer. And again you should have you should appoint a resident grievance officer. So they must locate in India, and we must able to access that person in India. And you need to publish monthly complaints report. That means what? Okay, in this month how many complaints that I have received, and for that how many grievances that I have solved. So you need to publish that report every month. That is compulsory. Next, there is an important regulation is this is very important, because government wanted these things, but because of privacy policies some social media platforms have not unable to use it, because in the last term of the government, when these Gau related deaths are happening, government wanted to identify the person who is spreading that misinformation. But these platforms said like, according to the private policy, we don't read that data, so we are not supposed to read that data, so we don't know who is spreading that information. But now the government is clearly saying like identification of the first originator of that information. This is not in every case. This is only used for, so that identification will only used for the purpose of prevention, detection, investigation, prosecution and punishment of an offence. That is only for those purposes, Not if I want to see, I can see. No. If for the purpose of prevention, for the purpose of detection, for the purpose of prosecution, for the purpose of investigation, for the purpose of punishment. In which cases? The cases in which the sovereignty and integrity and security of the state is affected, or the friendly relations with the foreign state is affected, or if it is affecting the public order, or it is creating an incitement to an offence in relation, and again the matters in relation with the rape and sexually explicit matter and child sex abuse. So normally whatever the restrictions that we have put for the freedom of speech and expression, those those restrictions are applying here. So in those cases, if you need to prosecute a person, or if you need to investigate a thing, or if you need to prevent that, or if you need to detect it, then you must identify the first originator of that information. You are bound to do that. Now the one who is spreading these type of news which create lot of problems on these fronts, like sovereignty, integrity, security, public order, incitement of violence, friendly relations with these neighboring countries or the foreign countries, and sexual content and child porn. So then you have to identify this first originator. This is very, very important provision. Next, one more regulation is removal of unlawful information. Again, what is an unlawful information? Unlawful information means, again, the information is threatening any security, integrity, sovereignty of the country and public order, and also relations with the foreign countries. So you need to remove this unlawful information. So these are the restrictions that are going to be placed on social media platforms, and the government is very clear. Whenever you are removing a content, you must provide an opportunity for the user to defend his claim, why it is not violating and what is your concern. So you must provide an opportunity to hear from the user, and in some cases if it is so urgent and if it is threatening the security, integrity, sovereignty, public order, incitement to violence, anything, then without giving the opportunity also you can remove the content. And there is a section 69 in the IT Act. That act will gives the complete power to the government to ask any media houses to remove any content or to block any information under Information Technology Act of 2000. So these are something regulations on social media. So it is about the removal of the content, it is about the identification of the first originator of that information, it is about the grievance redressal, it is about the chief compliance officer, and it is also about the monthly publication of the data related to the complaints, and it is also about the maintaining the dignity of the people. So you do the business, but you must be accountable, you must be transparent about the misuse of the social media, and for that you are responsible. And one more thing just I want to give, there is a provision of safe harbor. So what is the meaning of this provision of safe harbor? Actually the provision of safe harbor has mentioned in the section 79 of IT Act. So what this safe harbor provision says? This safe harbor provision says, like, it will protect social media, any social media intermediaries, by giving them an immunity from legal prosecution for any content posted in that platform. Legal immunity is given to these social media platforms. So if someone posted something, then you are not accountable, legally accountable. That safe harbor provision is provided. But now what they are doing is, we are giving these regulations, and based on the regulation, if complaint comes, you need to remove that content, and you have to give the first originator, and you have to remove the unlawful content, and you have to publish the reports, you have to act on the any grievances, and if you don't comply with my rules and regulation, then you are not going to use this provision of safe harbor. Then that means you are liable to the legal justice system. This is what a safe harbor provision that they have removed. Suppose if you are not complying with the rules and regulations that are mentioned by the government. Okay, so these are some of the guidelines for the social media platforms. Now for this OTT platforms, again this is by Ministry of I&B, earlier one Ministry of Electronics and Information, this is Ministry of I&B. So what this OTT platforms, first of all you need to know, this OTT means over the top. See, over the top media service is a streaming media, offer the services directly to the viewers over an internet. That means you don't need to have any cables, you don't need to have any broadcast, you don't need to have any satellite television, you don't need to have anything. Just through the internet you can send that information to the user directly. Suppose take the case of some platforms like Netflix, YouTube, Amazon Prime, Disney Plus. So these are some of the platforms where they will give some digital content directly to you without anything. And it is not only about that, there are some news and current affairs portals are also there. So they will directly send, they don't undergo scrutiny of any agency, they will directly send that information to you. And government has already given a regulation like those who are publishing news and current affairs in online will be regulated by the government, because the same news and current affairs agencies are regulated by some of the ethical conduct of the Press Council of India. So now you need to follow those ethical rules and journalistic values even if you are publishing that information in online. That is to create the level playing field. Like how the normal media houses are doing, now those who are publishing the information that too like news and current affairs in online platforms, now they need to follow some of the guidelines issued by the Ministry of I&B. That code of ethics for online news and OTT platforms and digital media is also important. Now, whenever you are publishing a content in OTT platforms like Amazon Prime and Netflix, you have to self classify the information. So what is the meaning of self classification of the content? Self classification of the content means, so some of the information can be seen by anyone, it's universal. Some of the information can only be 7+ years of age, you buy a 7+, you buy a 13+, you buy a 16+, and this information is about adult. This information should only available to the adult, not for the others. So like that you need to self classify the content, and this content must be happen on top of that information. So suppose if you want to open one video, that video should have clearly mentioned whether it is you or you buy a 7+, or you buy a 13+, or you buy a 16+, or it is only for the adults. That self classification is compulsory. You do self classification and you must make sure that that must appear on that information. And here you must provide a parental locks for the content classified as you buy a 13+ and above. That means parent can put lock to that. Now if you go to some of the applications, there are parental locks are there. Suppose if you play 13+ and when you are registering in that platform, you will enter your age, and if that age is not matching with this age, then you cannot install that application. Like the case, the parental applications, parental lock should also applied here. Suppose if the parental lock is applied for 13+, then that means like the people below 13, they cannot watch those videos. That will not be open. But again the point is, you must use an appropriate reliable age verification. That is what the government is putting in another restriction. You must use a reliable age verification mechanism for the content classified as A for the adults. Normally they will ask, okay, are you an adult, are you an 18 years above, are you an, like these things, but you will say yes, it will go. And even when you are entering with your mail, you can use any date of birth, but this age must be verified in a reliable manner, otherwise these things you cannot implement. So that is also one regulation that the government of India is placing on these OTT platforms and digital media. and publisher should display the classification of rating, whether U or U by A or U by A 13 plus 16 plus. This is one thing. And publisher of news and digital media would require to observe the norms of journalistic conduct of PCI, Press Council of India, and program code under the Cable Television Network Act of 1995, like how other media houses are doing. Now there is another important information about regulation of OTT. This is a self certification of your content. Now regulation, how you need to regulate, and here that regulations has provided 3 levels of regulation. One is self regulation by the publisher. When you are publishing that information according to the code of conduct and the ethical principles of journalism, you have to self regulate yourself. Should I publish this information? Is it really good? Is it against the rules and regulation? So the self regulation happened at your first level. Second level is, as a publisher, as a bodies of publisher, you create your own regulation body. Like some of the OTT platforms, you create your own body. Let your own body certifies that. Let your own body regulates that, whether the information of so and so OTT platform is not something according to the principles. So that you can do self regulation by the self regulating bodies, and there will be an oversight mechanism. This will be taken care by I&B ministry. So there is a 3 levels of regulation. One is by self publisher, second one is by the bodies of the publisher, and the third one is about the oversight mechanism by the ministry of I&B. In that manner you are going to have 3 levels of regulation. So this is a regulation about OTT platforms and digital media. That is, the prior one is about the social media content. So this is actually very important, because always when we are discussing the social media platforms, the question is something, a freedom versus regulation. This debate is always happening. You need to have a freedom, but none of your freedom is absolute under Constitution of India. You have to be very clear about that. And even the Supreme Court of India has also opinion on some many occasions, like you need to regulate these contents, fake news and abuses happening in social media, because it can be happen from anywhere. Now actually some are going for self regulation. You need to have a rights. But the point is, when it comes to freedom of speech and expression, governments, whether it is state governments or union governments, they are curbing the right of freedom of speech and expression in the name of sovereignty, security and everything. And we have seen this usage of this seditious activity. It has become very norm for the governments. So sometimes they go to the Supreme Court and they will get the respite in the Supreme Court, or some sort of relief in the Supreme Court, or some sort of the judiciary. So the line between the freedom and the regulation is so thin. And if you really looking into the some of the aspects, and we have seen the 66A, how it has really struck down by the Supreme Court, same IT Act provision of 2000. That means when you are regulating the freedoms to that extent, then definitely courts will intervene. So whatever the data that you are regulating, whatever the data that you are removing, it must not come in the way of creative freedoms, and they must exercise those freedoms. You cannot use this arbitrarily. Government cannot pass on the regulation like you please remove this content and you please block this account and you please remove these things, otherwise you will be liable for prosecution. So those things must not happen. So the problem lies here, the implementation. Again, the government is saying like, if you want to be in India, you have to abide with our constitution and our laws, but your laws must be accurate, and you cannot misuse your laws, because government is guilty of misusing some of the laws, and ultimately when they went to the Supreme Court and they used to stop all these activities. That is the reason why they scrap 66A, and lot of people get a remission or whatever the relief under some of the activities, like okay, your speeches are inciting violence, your speeches are derogating the dignity of the courts, your speeches are promoting the enmity among the different groups. This is how we used to say. But whenever we are applying those provisions, whenever you are applying those laws, you have to be so conscious. So in order to stop that fake news provisions, you need to have some sort of regulations, but a judicious, a due application of those provisions is very, very important to promote freedom of speech and expression in our country, and also to promote creative freedom in our country. So there is a thin line between this regulation and freedoms. You must use appropriately, and perhaps there should be an oversight committee which include judicial people to see how these rules and regulations are implementing. Take the case of Press Council of India, and government is saying we are going to come up with, in case of OTT platforms, like what is the oversight mechanism. Should it be like a Press Council of India which includes a judicial person, so that he can have a good balance between this regulation and freedom? And when it comes to the issuing directions to the social media also, you must have an oversight body. That too, that oversight body includes some judicial people, so that they can bring an accurate balance between these rights and as well as regulations. So you need to protect the digital medias, you need to provide digital services, you need to empower the digital people, you need to attract the investments, you need to allow the business to happen. But along with this, you must protect the data of the people, and you must be accountable to the wrongs that are happening in your platform, and your platform should not become a platform for the activities that is against the interests of the country. Again, whenever you are defining the terms, you have to be very careful, mostly about promoting enmity, bringing public order, bringing down public order, and also security, integrity, these things. But at the same time, you cannot use this regulation if someone have some disaffection towards the government, if someone criticizes the government. Government is so clear that we are ready to accept the criticism and questions, but when they are applying, they must use the mind. And in order to overview that applying of the mind, you must have an oversighting mechanism which includes a judicial body, and this must be an independent autonomous body. Then we can bring a right balance between these two things. Okay, so when it comes to this question, you may get a mains question, so you have to be very clear on this. So the moment when they ask about the regulations of social media, you cannot go on arguing like, no, you should have a perfect freedom, otherwise this creative freedom don't come, then the society cannot move forward. So you cannot go with that. First of all, you need to write the advantages of social media. There are some disadvantages of social media and OTT platforms, and in order to contain that, you are bringing a regulation, but these regulation must be applied in an judicial manner. For that, you need a judicial committee. This is how your answer should go: positive, negatives. And also, in order to control the negatives, you are using the regulation. Again, using of the regulation should have some restraint, and there must be an overview body. So always there should be a check and balance. Nothing is absolute. Something checks and balances should be there. Okay, this is something about the government notifies information technology rules, and again, two ministries involved here: Ministry of Information and Broadcasting and Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. Okay, these are the factual information. Thank you.